Hello, a very good morning. Welcome to Mega News, our sixth news coming to you live from our studios on the 10th Avenue Extension, Great Estate in Nwa at Dogono. We also live across all our social media handles on MBN 360, Facebook, YouTube, X, and Instagram. My name is El Samuels. First, the headlines.
President John Dramani Mahama celebrated the U.S. Independence Day, pledges stronger Ghana-U.S. relations. In business, we are wasting money. Professor Peter Korte says Ghana is paying billions for failure to prevent floods. On the international front, the United States marks 250th independence anniversary with fireworks, flyovers, and extreme weather.
There's many other more stories coming up. The President, John Dramani Mahama, has extended warm congratulations to the people and government of the United States on the occasion of the country's Independence Day, reaffirming Ghana's commitment to strengthening bilateral ties.
President John Dramani Mahama has congratulated the people and government of the United States as they celebrate their Independence Day. In a goodwill message, President Mahama reaffirms Ghana's commitment to deepening the long-standing friendship and cooperation between the two countries. He expressed confidence that the partnership would continue to grow in areas including trade, investment, security, education, and democratic governance. The president also wished the people of America continued peace, prosperity, and progress, whilst reiterating Ghana's readiness to work closely with the United States to advance shared interests and mutual development.
Now, moving on, lawyers for the former chief executive officer of the National Food Buffer Stock Company, NAFCO, have threatened to initiate a contempt proceedings against the Attorney Generals following their client's arrest at the airport. They argue that the arrest breached a court order and amount to an abuse of legal process.
Lawyers for the former chief executive officer of the National Food Buffer Stock Company, also known as NAFCO, have threatened to file contempt proceedings against the Attorney General after their client was arrested at the airport. According to the legal team, the arrest was carried out despite an existing court order, which they say should have prevented such action. They contended that the move undermines the authority of the court and constitutes an abuse of the judicial process. The lawyers are demanding the immediate respect and enforcement of the court's directive, warning that they will pursue legal action if the alleged violation is not addressed. The Attorney General's office is yet to publicly respond to the allegation as the matter continues to generate legal and public interest.
From the issues of a quarter, we go to the driver and vehicle. Is cautioning the public to disregard fraudulent messages demanding payment for alleged traffic or licensing fines, describing them as scams aimed at deceiving unsuspecting motorists.
The Driver and Vehicle License Authority has issued a public warning about fake messages circulating in its name, demanding payment for alleged traffic and licensing fees. According to the authority, the messages are fraudulent and are not from the DVLA. It urged motorists and the general public not to click on suspicious links or make payment through unofficial channels. The DVLA advised anyone who receives such messages to verify the authenticity through its official communication platforms or visit the nearest DVLA office before taking any action. The authority says it remains committed to protecting the public from fraud and is working with the relevant security agencies to investigate the scam and bring those responsible to justice.
Now, moving away from that story, go to the business desk where economics professor Peter Korte has warned that Ghana is incurring huge financial losses due to reoccurring floods. arguing that the country spends far more on disaster response than it could on effective flood prevention and infrastructure.
Economist Professor Peter Korte says Ghana is wasting billions of cedis by repeatedly spending on flood relief and reconstruction instead of investing in long-term flood prevention measures. According to Professor Korte, reoccurring flood continues to destroy homes, businesses, roads, and public infrastructure, placing a heavy burden on the national economy. He believes preventive investment in drainage systems, proper urban planning, and enforcement of building regulations would be far more cost-effective. The economist is urging government and local authorities to prioritize sustainable flood control measures to reduce the economic losses associated with the annual flooding. His comment comes amidst renewed calls for stronger planning and infrastructure development following recent flood incidents across parts of the country.
On the international front, millions of Americans celebrated the 250th anniversary of the United States independence with fireworks displays, military flyovers, community events, despite extreme weather conditions affecting parts of the country.
The United States has marked the 250th anniversary of its independence with nationwide celebration featuring fireworks, military flyovers, parade, and patriotic events. Across the country, millions gathered to commemorate the historic milestone as communities honored American founders with concert festivals and public ceremonies. However, celebrations in some areas were disrupted by extreme weather, including heavy rain, thunderstorms, and heat alerts, prompting safety warnings and changes to scheduled events. Authorities urge the public to remain vigilant as emergency services monitor weather conditions whilst ensuring festive continues safely where possible. The anniversary marks a significant moment in the nation's history, celebrating 2.5 centuries of independent democratic governance.
And that's it for this morning's Mega News of 6, coming to you live from our studios on the 10th Avenue Extension, Greater Estate. But before we take leave of you, a recap of the stories making headlines.
President John Dramani Mahama celebrated the U.S. Independence Day, pledges stronger Ghana-U.S. relations. In business, we are wasting money. Professor Peter Korte says Ghana is paying billions for failure to prevent floods. On the international front, the United States marks 250th independence anniversary with fireworks, flyovers, and extreme weather.
For more news, log on to MBN 360. My name is El Samuels. Up next is a sports update. Good morning.